What we've also seen here is if you have headphones that you do already like, we already mentioned that there's this Griffin adapter here that you can use to adapt your previous headphones to an iPhone. But right here is also something from Griffin called the Smart Share. Smart Share is a volume splitter. It was previously released for the iPod. They are going to be re-releasing Smart Share with this adapter inside. The adapter that they're going to provide is going to be a black version that will match the Smart Share. They'll also have this white version here as well. But the Smart Share will enable you to connect 2 pairs of headphones to an iPhone at once if you're traveling or somehow otherwise interested in having 2 people listen to the iPhone without using its speaker. So, sort of a cool little thing. This is going to sell for around $15 together. The adapter will sell again for around $10 alone, so you might just be better off getting the splitter. Each one of the headphone ports has its own independent volume adjustment right here on the side. It's a very nice, clean design and relatively inexpensive at $15 for a splitter. We will also show you something else here, which is another sort of point of interest. This is a car charger, a USB car charger that's been released by McAlliy. And again, this has a USB port on the end. It's very similar in general concept to the one that we showed you before from Griffin. Both of them have the same sort of lights and the same sort of plugs. But what we've been told is apparently this has not really been tested with an iPhone. And as a consequence, you should probably expect that it may not work with the iPhone exactly as you expect. It's when you buy this, it's relatively inexpensive. It doesn't come with any sort of cable, so you basically just get it and find your own iPhone cable and plug it in. But the major issue with it is that you may not be able to actually use it with your iPhone. Even though it looks like the iPhone and the packaging claims that it's made for the iPhone, it may not actually work that way. Some of the other things that we have here, and I'm just going to run through them really quickly to give you a quick look. We have many cases like this one. The ones from Body Glove are one of the first ones that we saw. It's basically a flip style case with a flip open lid like this. iPhone fits inside. Sometimes these are called hip cases. This one is interesting only because of its texture. We also have another one right here from Body Glove. Same sort of deal, except the texture on the bottom is different. You can see how the cables, so you can see how the plastic they used here is a little bit different on the bottom of each one. One is a golf glove style texture. The other one is more of a smooth texture like a scuba suit, as Body Glove explains it. We have plenty of other cases, and I'll just sort of throw some of them out here just so you can get a sense of, what else is out. This one right here is just sort of a relatively generic looking rubber case. This is another one of those leather sleeve type cases. This one happens to be from Griffin. We've got more rubber cases. This one right here is one of the nicer rubber cases that we've seen. This one's actually from DLO. They call it the Jam Jacket for iPhone. Comes in several different colors, and it has a place on the back where you can put your earbuds and cable when they're not in use. This one appears to have properly been tested for the iPhone, but we're still not entirely sure if that's the case. Doesn't have a screen protector though, worth noting. This is an armband that was released by Belkin for the iPhone. It's actually upside down. Here it has a place for you to put a relatively small key. You can put the iPhone inside if you want to run with it. It has an adjustable rear armband here that's large enough to fit really big arms if you've got them, or really small arms if you're like the rest of us. There are also all sorts of other cases here that I can show you. Skip through them really quickly. A couple more colors here of the Jam Jacket from DLO. There's this from Spec, which is a leather case, a leather holster style case that is really interesting only in that it has a pop-out stand in the back. So like many of the other cases that are out there, you can sometimes maybe put your iPhone in and have it stand up. I hope it works with the real iPhone. My guess is that when the iPhone's inside there, it'll have a little bit more of a pull than it does with the case empty. We also have all sorts of other cases here that I can go through at length. You've got some from companies like Boxwave here. I can open up this particular box. These cases from Boxwave have not been tested in any way with the iPhone, and as a result they do things like block the proximity sensor. They're leather. They have holes in the sides and holes on the bottom somewhat, except if you want to use the dock connector, I guess. You know, this is called the Designio case, but it's sort of an oddball one. Comes with this little bag here that you can use to hold the case, I guess, when you're not something. I'm not exactly sure why they include those bags with these cases, but a lot of companies do it when they don't have front protection for the cases. We've got these two. This is another one of the oddball McAlliy ones. It's a sleeve that you can put the iPhone into this way. Covers up the iPhone's controls, front and back, but it does let you slide the iPhone out if you want. Unusually, there's no bell clip on the back, so it's something that probably was more of a pocket case if that's what you're looking for. There is a hole on the top that you can have the headphone port stick out of. This is a Belkin version of the leather case. This particular one is sort of interesting in that it has a nice geometric pattern going on the front. Also has a bottom that has mesh so that you can use the speaker and the headphone port while still protecting them, or the speaker and the microphone on the bottom rather, while still protecting them. Belt clip on the back. Nice geometric pattern on the inside. The leather is apparently the same stuff that they use on the inside of a Mercedes-Benz, which is sort of a nice marketing angle for them. We've also got some of these. We've got cases from Sena. Sena has a couple of prototypes here of what their iPhone cases will look like. This particular one is, again, a traditional PDA style flip case. This case is most likely not yet final because the top of it would block the proximity sensor, we think. The sides have little holes for access to those things. The bottom, not exactly great for phone use. This one, again, will come with a belt clip. Actually, the box that we received, they had two different belt clips inside for some reason. Again, they also come with a little red carrying bag. These cases are interesting in that they're made from premium grade leather and are typically handmade. One of the nicer looking cases that we've seen. Sena also has another one here. They do a lot of cases in crocodile leather. This one is not really anything special in terms of design, but it is padded on the inside. Does have a croc leather style design. Bottom is totally enclosed, so basically you just put the iPhone inside and take it out when you want to use it. Again, it comes along with one of those red carrying bags if you have a desire to keep things safe when they're not in use. This is a hip case, as it's called, from DLO. This particular case is designed to be mounted on your hip and sort of, you know, spread out in a orientation that is like the widescreen orientation of the iPhone, more horizontal than vertical. The iPhone just goes inside and then gets sealed in here, and you can still see that parts of the iPhone will be exposed here when you're putting it inside this particular case.